Don't react. Cut them off silently. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a power that many of us underestimate. It is not the power of speech or action, but the power of silence. Too often we allow ourselves to be trapped in cycles of conflict, frustration, and endless reactions. Today I want to remind you of a simple truth. You do not have to fight every battle, answer every insult, or address every slight. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. Why? Because not everything deserves your energy. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. You see, life is too precious, too brief to waste it on people who drain you, distract you, or derail you from your purpose. Your time and energy are your most valuable resources, and how you use them will determine the trajectory of your life. Some people enter your life not to build you up, but to tear you down. Their mission is not to uplift, but to disrupt. And when you react to them, when you argue, explain, or defend yourself, you give them what they want: control. But here's the key: your silence is louder than any argument. When you choose silence, you say, I don't need to stoop to your level. When you walk away without a word, you declare, I'm above this. When you cut them off without drama, you show that your peace is too valuable to be sacrificed. Cutting someone off doesn't mean you hate them. It doesn't mean you wish them harm. It simply means you recognize that their presence is no longer aligned with your purpose, and you don't need to explain yourself to anyone. Let me tell you something: you have to protect your environment. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, encourage you, and push you to grow. The people in your life should reflect the future you're working toward, not the chaos you're leaving behind. Cutting someone off silently is not weakness, it's strength. It's a sign of maturity. It says, I know who I am, and I refuse to let anyone compromise that. So the next time someone tests your patience, insults your character, or tries to drag you into their mess, don't react. Pause, reflect. And if necessary, cut them off silently. Not out of anger, but out of love for yourself and your destiny. Because you are called to a higher purpose. You are destined for greatness. And anything or anyone that distracts you from that must be left behind. Don't react. Cut them off silently. And move forward with grace, peace, and purpose. Here's an expanded version of the Silence's power keynote. Silence is one of the most underestimated forces in life. In a world filled with noise where everyone is rushing to speak, react, and respond, the ability to remain silent is a rare and profound strength. Silence is not a sign of weakness, nor is it an indication of submission. It is an intentional choice, a deliberate act of self-control and wisdom. It demonstrates the ability to master one's emotions, to rise above chaos, and to preserve dignity in moments where reacting might lead to unnecessary conflict or harm. In silence, there is clarity. When you step back and refrain from reacting immediately, you give yourself the gift of perspective. So often, our initial reactions are fueled by emotion, anger, frustration, fear, or insecurity. These emotional responses, while natural, are rarely productive. They often escalate situations, deepen misunderstandings, and lead to regret. But when you choose silence, you allow those emotions to settle. You create space to think critically, to assess the situation, and to decide on the most effective course of action. Silence becomes a tool for wisdom, enabling you to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. There is power in not giving others the satisfaction of your reaction. Many people thrive on provoking reactions. They seek to draw you into their drama, to manipulate your emotions, or to gain control over your state of mind. When you respond, you play into their hands, but silence disarms them. It denies them the power they seek and leaves them unsettled. Your silence communicates that you are unbothered, that their attempts to provoke you have failed, and that you are in control of your own emotions. It is a statement of strength without the need for words. Silence also protects your energy. Engaging in arguments or defending yourself against baseless accusations can be draining both mentally and emotionally. Every moment spent reacting to negativity is a moment stolen from your peace and productivity. By choosing silence, you conserve your energy for what truly matters. You maintain focus on your goals, your growth, and your purpose, rather than being sidetracked by distractions that add no value to your life. Moreover, silence is a mirror that forces others to confront themselves. When someone expects a reaction from you and receives none, they are left alone with their words and actions. This often leads to self-reflection. Without your reaction to fuel their behavior, they may begin to question their own motives, actions, or assumptions. Silence shifts the focus away from you and back onto them, creating an opportunity for introspection and, in some cases, change. Silence is a form of communication in itself. It conveys messages that words often cannot. It says, I am in control of myself. I will not be drawn into negativity. I value my peace above all else. These are powerful statements that demonstrate self-respect and emotional intelligence. They show that you are confident in who you are and do not need to prove yourself to anyone. In silence, there is resilience. It is not always easy to remain silent, especially when you feel wrong, misunderstood, or attacked. It takes immense strength to resist the urge to defend yourself or retaliate. But in doing so, you demonstrate that your peace and character are not dictated by external circumstances. You show that you can withstand the storms of life without losing your sense of self. Silence also creates mystery. In a world where everyone is quick to share their thoughts and feelings, those who remain silent stand out. They intrigue others, making people wonder what they are thinking or feeling. This mystery can be a source of influence as people are drawn to those who do not reveal everything about themselves. Your silence can command respect and curiosity, setting you apart from the crowd. Silence can be a powerful tool for negotiation and influence. In conversations or conflicts, silence can create discomfort for others, prompting them to reveal more than they intended or to reconsider their position. It gives you the upper hand, allowing you to listen, observe, and strategically guide the interaction without saying a word. It is a subtle yet effective way to assert control and achieve your desired outcome. There is also a spiritual dimension to silence. Many of the world's greatest leaders and thinkers have recognized the importance of stillness and solitude. In silence, you connect with yourself on a deeper level. You gain insight into your own thoughts, feelings, and desires. You align yourself with your values and purpose. This inner clarity empowers you to navigate life with confidence and intention, unaffected by external chaos. Silence is not about avoidance or suppression. It is not about ignoring problems or pretending they don't exist. Instead, it is about choosing your battles wisely. It's about understanding that not every comment, criticism, or challenge requires a response. It is about prioritizing your peace over your pride, your purpose over your ego. Silence teaches you patience. It allows you to endure uncomfortable moments without reacting, knowing that they are temporary. It helps you develop the discipline to wait for the right time to speak or act, rather than rushing into decisions that you may later regret. This patience is a cornerstone of emotional intelligence, enabling you to navigate relationships and challenges with grace and wisdom. In silence, you find freedom. You free yourself from the need to justify your actions or defend your choices to others. You free yourself from the expectations and judgments of the world. You free yourself from the noise of negativity and distraction, creating a space for peace, clarity, and growth. Silence is a sign of confidence. It shows that you do not need validation from others to feel secure in who you are. It demonstrates that you are comfortable with yourself, that you trust your own judgment, and that you are not swayed by the opinions or actions of others. This confidence is magnetic, drawing others to you and inspiring respect and admiration. Silence also fosters empathy. By choosing to listen rather than speak, you open yourself to understanding others on a deeper level. You hear not just their words, but the emotions behind them. You see their perspective and gain insight into their experiences and motivations. This empathy strengthens your relationships and helps you navigate conflicts with compassion and understanding. In silence, there is healing. When you step away from the noise and give yourself space to reflect, you allow yourself to process your emotions and experiences. You release the stress and tension that comes from constant engagement and create room for renewal and growth. Silence becomes a sanctuary, a place where you can find solace and strength. Silence is a reminder of your inner power. It shows you that you do not need to react to every provocation or respond to every challenge. You have the ability to rise above, to maintain your composure, and to stay focused on what truly matters. This inner power is a source of resilience and courage, enabling you to face life's challenges with grace and determination. In a world that often values loudness and aggression, silence is a radical act. It challenges the norm and defies expectations. It is a statement of self-mastery, a declaration of independence from the chaos of the world. It is a testament to your strength, wisdom, and purpose. Silence is not empty. It is full of potential, full of power, and full of peace. Protecting your energy is an essential act of self-preservation in a world where demands, distractions, and negativity abound. Your energy is one of your most precious resources, and how you manage it determines the quality of your life and the outcomes you achieve. When you allow your energy to be depleted by the wrong people, circumstances, or choices, you compromise your ability to focus, create, and thrive. It is a silent currency that fuels every aspect of your existence, from your physical health to your emotional well-being and mental clarity. Yet many people expend it carelessly, unaware of how vital it is to their overall success and happiness. To protect your energy, you must first recognize its value. Your energy is not infinite, it requires nurturing and safeguarding. The relationships you maintain, the environments you inhabit, and the commitments you take on all have a profound impact on your energy levels. Some people in situations replenish your energy while others drain it. The key is discernment, knowing when to invest your energy and when to withdraw it. This discernment comes from self-awareness and a deep understanding of your priorities, boundaries, and values. Every interaction you have requires an exchange of energy. When you give your time and attention to someone, you are sharing a piece of yourself. If that exchange is unbalanced, with one side giving far more than the other, it can leave you feeling exhausted and unfulfilled. This is why it is so important to choose your relationships carefully. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who inspire you, and who contribute positively to your life. Avoid those who constantly complain, criticize, or create unnecessary drama. These individuals are energy vampires, and their presence in your life can slowly drain you of the vitality you need to pursue your goals and dreams. Protecting your energy also means setting clear boundaries. Boundaries are not about keeping others out, but about ensuring that your needs and limits are respected. They are a way of communicating what you will and will not tolerate, and they empower you to take control of your life. Without boundaries, you become vulnerable to the demands and expectations of others, which can leave you feeling overburdened and depleted. Setting boundaries requires courage and consistency. It means saying no when necessary, even if it feels uncomfortable or unpopular. It means prioritizing your well-being over the need to please others or avoid conflict. Another way to protect your energy is by being mindful of the environments you choose to spend time in. The spaces you inhabit can have a profound effect on your mood, mindset, and energy levels. Cluttered, chaotic, or toxic environments can weigh you down and sap your energy, while clean, organized, and peaceful spaces can uplift and energize you. Take the time to create an environment that supports your well-being and reflects your aspirations. This might mean decluttering your home, surrounding yourself with beauty and inspiration, or spending more time in nature. Your energy is also influenced by the content you consume. In today's digital age, it is easy to become overwhelmed by the constant influx of information, much of which is negative or irrelevant. What you watch, read, and listen to shapes your thoughts and emotions, so it is crucial to be intentional about the media you engage with. Seek out content that educates, inspires, or entertains you in a positive way, and limit your exposure to negativity, fear, and distraction. By curating your media consumption, you can protect your mental and emotional energy from unnecessary stress and anxiety. It is equally important to be mindful of your commitments. Many people spread themselves too thin, taking on more than they can handle in an effort to prove their worth or avoid disappointing others. But overcommitting not only drains your energy, but also reduces your effectiveness. When you try to do everything, you end up doing nothing well. Protecting your energy means learning to prioritize, delegate, and focus on what truly matters. It means recognizing that you cannot be everything to everyone and giving yourself permission to let go of tasks and obligations that do not serve your purpose or align with your values. Another critical aspect of protecting your energy is practicing self-care. Self-care is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is about taking the time to nurture your body, mind, and spirit so that you can function at your best. This might involve getting enough sleep, eating nourishing foods, exercising regularly, or engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Self-care is not selfish, it is an investment in your ability to show up fully for yourself and others. When you neglect self-care, you run the risk of burnout, which not only depletes your energy, but also compromises your health and happiness. Protecting your energy also involves managing your thoughts and emotions. Negative thinking and unresolved emotions can be significant drains on your energy. When you dwell on the past, worry about the future, or harbor resentment, you expend energy on things you cannot change or control. Instead, focus on the present moment and cultivate a mindset of gratitude, optimism, and resilience. Let go of what no longer serves you and practice forgiveness both for yourself and others. By releasing negativity, you free up energy that can be used to create a brighter and more fulfilling future. It is important to recognize that protecting your energy is not about isolating yourself or avoiding challenges. Life is full of ups and downs, and it is natural to encounter difficulties and setbacks. However, by protecting your energy, you equip yourself to navigate these challenges with strength and resilience. You build a foundation of inner peace and stability that allows you to face adversity without being overwhelmed or defeated. Protecting your energy is a daily practice. It requires vigilance and intention. It means checking in with yourself regularly and asking, how am I feeling? What do I need right now? Where is my energy going? It means being honest with yourself about what is working and what is not and making adjustments as needed. It means recognizing that you are the steward of your own energy and that no one else can protect it for you. This practice is not always easy. It may require you to make difficult decisions such as ending toxic relationships, saying no to enticing opportunities that do not align with your goals, or stepping away from situations that drain you. But the rewards are worth it. When you protect your energy, you create a life that feels aligned, intentional, and fulfilling. You give yourself the space to grow, to create, and to thrive. You become more present, more focused, and more at peace. Protecting your energy is an act of self-love. It is a way of honoring your own worth and acknowledging that you deserve to feel happy, healthy, and whole. It is a declaration that your well-being matters, that your dreams and goals are important, and that you are committed to living a life that reflects your highest potential. It is not about being selfish or self-centered. It is about recognizing that you cannot pour from an empty cup. By taking care of yourself, you ensure that you have the energy and capacity to contribute meaningfully to the world around you. Your energy is the foundation of everything you do. It fuels your actions, shapes your experiences, and determines the quality of your life. By protecting it, you empower yourself to live with intention, purpose, and joy. It is a practice that requires courage, discipline, and self-awareness, but it is one of the most important things you can do for yourself, and those you care about. That purpose-driven decisions are the cornerstone of a life lived with intention and meaning. Every decision you make, whether big or small, shapes the trajectory of your life, influencing your direction, growth, and ultimate fulfillment. When your decisions are aligned with your purpose, they carry a weight and significance that go beyond the immediate outcome. They become a reflection of your values, aspirations, and the legacy you want to leave behind. Living with a purpose means having a clear sense of what you are working toward and why it matters, and allowing that clarity guide your choices and actions. Purpose-driven decisions are not about impulsive reactions or fleeting desires. They are about thoughtful, intentional choices that serve a greater goal. They require you to pause, reflect, and consider how each decision aligns with your vision for your life. This process demands self-awareness and a deep understanding of your purpose, which is often rooted in your passions, strengths, and the unique contribution you want to make to the world. When you are clear about your purpose, decision-making becomes less about weighing endless options and more about discerning what supports or detracts from your mission. One of the most profound aspects of purpose-driven decisions is the sense of empowerment they bring. When you know your purpose, you feel confident in your ability to navigate life's complexities because your choices are grounded in a clear and unwavering sense of direction. This confidence allows you to move forward boldly, even in the face of uncertainty or opposition. You are no longer swayed by external pressures or distractions because your decisions are anchored in something greater than yourself. This clarity not only simplifies decision-making, but also strengthens your resolve to stay committed to your path. Purpose-driven decisions often require sacrifices, but these sacrifices are made willingly and with a sense of fulfillment. You may need to let go of certain opportunities, relationships, or comforts that do not align with your purpose. While these choices may be challenging in the moment, they ultimately lead to a deeper sense of satisfaction and peace because they are rooted in integrity and authenticity. You begin to see that every no you say to what is unnecessary creates space for a more meaningful, to what truly matters. The process of making purpose-driven decisions also fosters resilience. When you are committed to your purpose, setbacks and challenges are not seen as failures, but as opportunities for growth and refinement. You learn to embrace adversity as a natural part of the journey, understanding that each obstacle you overcome strengthens your character and brings you closer to your goal. This resilience allows you to persevere, even when the path is difficult, knowing that the sacrifices and struggles are part of fulfilling a greater mission. Purpose-driven decisions are not only about achieving personal goals, but also about contributing to something larger than yourself. When your decisions are guided by purpose, they often have a ripple effect, positively impacting the lives of others and creating a sense of connection and contribution. This outward focus enriches your own life by giving it greater meaning and significance. It reminds you that your actions have the power to inspire, uplift, and create change in the world around you. Living with purpose also helps you prioritize your time and energy more effectively. In a world filled with endless demands and distractions, it is easy to become overwhelmed or sidetracked. But when you are guided by purpose, you can filter out what is unnecessary and focus on what truly aligns with your goals. This intentionality allows you to make the most of your resources, ensuring that your efforts are directed toward what will have the greatest impact. Purpose-driven decisions also cultivate discipline and consistency. When you are clear about your purpose, you are more likely to develop habits and routines that support your goals. You recognize that success is not the result of a single decision, but of a series of consistent, intentional choices made over time. This understanding motivates you to stay disciplined, even when the immediate rewards are not visible, because you are focused on the long-term benefits of living in alignment with your purpose. Another powerful aspect of purpose-driven decisions is the sense of fulfillment they bring. When your choices are aligned with your purpose, you experience a deeper sense of satisfaction and joy because you are living authentically and meaningfully. This fulfillment is not dependent on external achievements or recognition, but comes from within, as you know that you are living in accordance with your values and making a positive impact. Purpose-driven decisions also foster creativity and innovation. When you are clear about your purpose, you are more likely to think outside the box and explore new possibilities because you are motivated by a deep sense of passion and commitment. This creativity allows you to approach challenges with fresh perspectives and find solutions that align with your goals. It also fuels your drive to continuously learn and grow as you are inspired by the vision of what you can achieve and contribute. In making purpose-driven decisions, you also develop a stronger sense of accountability and responsibility. When you are guided by purpose, you recognize that your choices have consequences, not only for yourself, but also for others. This awareness motivates you to act with integrity and to consider the broader impact of your actions. You become more mindful of how your decisions align with your values and the legacy you want to create, ensuring that your actions reflect the kind of person you aspire to be. Purpose-driven decisions also require courage. Living with purpose often means stepping outside your comfort zone, taking risks, and facing uncertainty. It may involve pursuing a path that others do not understand or support, or standing firm in your convictions when it would be easier to compromise. But this courage is fueled by the deep sense of meaning and motivation that comes from knowing your purpose. It allows you to overcome fear and doubt because you are driven by a vision that is greater than the challenges you face. When you make purpose-driven decisions, you also cultivate a sense of gratitude and contentment. You begin to appreciate the journey as much as the destination, recognizing that every step you take is part of a larger process of growth and discovery. This gratitude allows you to find joy in the present moment, even as you work toward your future goals. It reminds you that living with purpose is not just about achieving specific outcomes, but about embracing the journey and making the most of every opportunity to learn, grow, and contribute. Purpose-driven decisions are not about perfection or having all the answers. They are about being intentional, thoughtful, and true to yourself. They are about recognizing that your life is a series of choices, each with the potential to bring you closer to or further from your purpose. By staying focused on what truly matters, you can navigate life with clarity, confidence, and a sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing you are living in alignment with your values and aspirations. In every decision you make, you have the opportunity to affirm your purpose and take a step closer to the life you envision. By choosing to live with intention and allowing your purpose to guide your choices, you can create a life that is meaningful, fulfilling, and impactful. It is a journey that requires courage, discipline, and self-awareness, but the rewards are profound and lasting. Maturity in action is one of the most valuable traits a person can cultivate. It goes beyond age or experience. It is a state of being that reflects emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and a deep understanding of life's complexities. Maturity manifests itself in how we handle situations, relationships, and challenges, showing that we have the ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. It is about exercising wisdom, being accountable for our actions, and making choices that align with our values, even when circumstances may tempt us to do otherwise. Maturity in action is the hallmark of someone who has learned from their experiences, who understands the consequences of their decisions, and who has developed the ability to maintain inner peace regardless of external chaos. At the core of maturity is emotional control. Many people struggle to maintain composure when confronted with stress, criticism, or conflict. They may respond with anger, defensiveness, or frustration, all of which only escalate the situation. But maturity allows us to step back, take a deep breath, and assess the situation before we respond. It involves pausing before reacting to give ourselves time to process our emotions and choose the best course of action. Instead of getting swept up in the moment, maturity gives us the ability to stay grounded and choose responses that reflect our higher values rather than our fleeting emotions. This emotional control also extends to how we interact with others. It's easy to react to someone's hurtful words or actions by retaliating with more negativity, but maturity recognizes that this only perpetuates harm. Instead of engaging in a cycle of criticism, judgment, or blame, maturity in action allows us to approach others with empathy and understanding. We realize that people's behavior is often a reflection of their own struggles, insecurities, or pain, and we choose to respond with kindness, patience, and compassion. Maturity doesn't demand that we condone hurtful actions, but it empowers us to navigate them with grace and dignity rather than being pulled into toxic dynamics. Maturity in action also requires self-awareness. It is about knowing ourselves deeply, our strengths, weaknesses, desires, and triggers, and using this awareness to guide our decisions and behavior. When we are self-aware, we can identify when we are acting out of pride, fear, or insecurity, and we can make a conscious effort to respond in a way that aligns with who we want to be. It's easy to let our egos take control in moments of tension or vulnerability, but maturity teaches us to rise above the need for validation or the desire to prove ourselves. Instead of reacting out of a sense of wounded pride, we can choose to respond from a place of humility and understanding. This self-awareness also helps us recognize our blind spots and areas for growth, which allows us to continuously improve ourselves and our relationships. One of the key aspects of maturity in action is accountability. In a world where it is often easier to blame others or external circumstances for our problems, maturity requires us to take ownership of our actions and decisions. When we make mistakes, maturity in action means owning them without excuses or deflection. It means being honest with ourselves and others about our shortcomings and taking responsibility for the consequences of our actions. This accountability fosters trust and respect in relationships, as people know they can rely on us to be truthful, reliable, and consistent. It also gives us the opportunity to learn from our mistakes, grow from them, and avoid repeating them in the future. And maturity doesn't seek perfection, but it does strive for integrity and accountability in every aspect of life. Moreover, maturity in action involves a deep sense of patience. Life is rarely linear, and the road to success, happiness, and fulfillment is often filled with obstacles, delays, and setbacks. A mature person understands that things don't always happen on our timeline and that patience is required to navigate life's challenges. Instead of rushing through life, trying to control every outcome, maturity teaches us to trust the process, to have faith that everything will unfold as it should, and to remain focused on the long-term vision rather than immediate gratification. Patience doesn't mean passivity, it means being proactive and diligent, even when the results are not immediately apparent. It's about maintaining a sense of calm and persistence, knowing that success is a journey, not a destination. Maturity in action also means understanding that life is about balance. It is easy to get caught up in one area of life, be it work, relationships, or personal development at the expense of others. But maturity teaches us that true fulfillment comes from balance. It requires us to make time for the things that matter most: our health, our relationships, our passions, and our personal growth. Maturity teaches us to prioritize and set boundaries, ensuring that we don't overextend ourselves or sacrifice our well-being for external pressures. We learn that we cannot be all things to all people, and that self-care is an essential part of maintaining balance. By practicing balance, maturity helps us avoid burnout and ensures that we are able to show up fully in all areas of our lives. So another crucial aspect of maturity in action is the ability to adapt. Life is constantly changing, and mature individuals recognize that they must be flexible and open to new experiences, ideas, and perspectives. Instead of resisting change or clinging to the past, maturity teaches us to embrace evolution and growth. It requires us to be open-minded, to see challenges as opportunities for development, and to be willing to learn from others. Maturity in action allows us to pivot when necessary and to adapt to new circumstances without losing sight of our core values. Whether it's navigating changes in our personal lives or adjusting to shifts in our career paths, maturity helps us remain resilient and adaptable in the face of uncertainty. Maturity in action is also closely tied to the ability to let go. Life is full of attachments, whether to people, places, possessions, or outcomes, and one of the greatest challenges we face is learning to let go when it's time. Maturity teaches us that not everything is meant to last forever. Sometimes we must release things that no longer serve us in order to make room for what is truly aligned with our purpose and vision. Letting go may mean ending relationships that are toxic, moving on from jobs or projects that no longer inspire us, or letting go of past wounds that prevent us from moving forward. Maturity doesn't mean giving up easily, but it means knowing when it's time to step away and preserve our peace. Maturity also involves making choices that contribute to our long-term well-being rather than seeking short-term rewards. It's easy to be swayed by instant gratification, but maturity encourages us to think beyond the present moment and consider the long-term impact of our decisions. Whether it's in our finances, health, or relationships, maturity guides us to make choices that align with our ultimate goals rather than indulging in impulsive desires that may bring momentary pleasure but long-term regret. Finally, maturity in action is reflected in how we treat others. It is easy to react harshly or judgmentally when we feel wronged or misunderstood, but maturity teaches us to show kindness, respect, and understanding even in challenging situations. It allows us to listen more than we speak, to empathize with others' struggles, and to show compassion even when it's not deserved. Maturity recognizes that everyone is fighting their own battles and that we can all benefit from grace and understanding. By treating others with dignity and respect, we create stronger, more harmonious relationships and contribute to a more positive and compassionate world. Maturity in action is a continuous process of growth, learning, and self-reflection. It is not about being perfect or having all the answers. It is about approaching life with wisdom, patience, and empathy. It requires a deep sense of self-awareness, emotional control, accountability, and resilience. When we embody maturity in our actions, we navigate life's challenges with grace and integrity, making decisions that align with our higher purpose and values. It is through maturity that we cultivate peace, build meaningful relationships, and contribute to the greater good. Focusing on growth is one of the most transformative choices you can make in your life. It is the conscious decision to prioritize personal development, learning, and self-improvement over stagnation and complacency. Growth is not something that happens by accident. It is the result of deliberate effort, perseverance, and an unwavering commitment to bettering oneself. When you focus on growth, you shift your mindset from one of limitation to one of possibility. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and begin viewing them as opportunities to learn, evolve, and reach new heights. Growth is not only about reaching specific goals or acquiring new skills. It is about becoming the best version of yourself, constantly striving for progress in every aspect of your life. At the heart of growth is the willingness to embrace discomfort. Growth does not occur in the comfort zone. It happens when you push beyond what is familiar and step into the unknown. This discomfort is often what prevents people from fully committing to their personal development journey. Many are afraid of failure, rejection, or the hard work that growth demands. But it is through these uncomfortable moments that you develop resilience, strength, and the ability to handle life's challenges with grace and confidence. When you focus on growth, you make peace with discomfort because you understand that it is a necessary part of the process. Every time you overcome a challenge, stretch your limits, or learn something new, you are expanding your capacity to grow even further. Growth also requires self-awareness. To grow, you must first know where you are starting from, and this requires an honest, clear-eyed assessment of yourself. What are your strengths? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What beliefs, habits, or behaviors are holding you back from reaching your potential? Self-awareness is the foundation of all growth because it gives you a starting point. It allows you to identify areas that need improvement, set realistic goals, and create a plan for development. Without self-awareness, you cannot identify the areas of your life that require change, nor can you measure your progress. When you focus on growth, you embrace this self-awareness even when it is difficult or uncomfortable. You become committed to seeing yourself for who you truly are, not who you wish to be. And you use this understanding to propel yourself forward. Another critical element of growth is the mindset you cultivate. A growth mindset, as opposed to a fixed mindset, is the belief that abilities, intelligence, and talents are not static traits, but can be developed and improved over time. People with a growth mindset are not discouraged by failure. Instead, they see it as a learning experience and an essential part of the growth process. They understand that challenges and setbacks are not signs of inadequacy, but opportunities to refine their skills, expand their knowledge, and become more resilient. When you focus on growth, you shift your mindset from one that is focused on avoiding mistakes to one that embraces challenges as stepping stones to success. You stop worrying about how others perceive you and start focusing on how you can improve. Focusing on growth also means being intentional with your time, energy, and resources. The choices you make on a daily basis determine the rate at which you grow. If you continue to engage in activities, relationships, or environments that drain you or keep you stuck, you will not experience the growth you desire. Growth requires you to make intentional decisions about how you spend your time. Are you investing time in learning and development, or are you allowing distractions to derail your progress? Are you surrounding yourself with people who encourage your growth, or are you spending time with those who hold you back? Every choice you make either contributes to your growth or detracts from it. And when you focus on growth, you become more conscious of the people, activities, and habits that align with your goals. You take control of your time, using it purposefully to work toward the life you envision for yourself. Equally important to focusing on growth is developing a sense of discipline. Growth does not happen overnight. It is a continuous process that requires consistent effort, practice, and patience. This discipline is necessary for maintaining progress and achieving long-term success. It means committing to your goals even when the initial excitement wanes or when distractions arise. It requires you to show up for yourself day in and day out, even when it feels easier to quit or take a break. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward, even on days when motivation is low. When you focus on growth, you commit to putting in the work, regardless of how you feel in the moment. You develop the habit of consistency, understanding that small incremental steps over time lead to significant transformation. Growth is also about learning from others. No one achieves growth in isolation. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your development. When you focus on growth, you seek out mentors, role models, and peers who inspire you and challenge you to become better. You understand that there is wisdom and knowledge to be gained from the experiences of others. You are open to constructive feedback and willing to learn from the mistakes and successes of those who have walked the path before you. By surrounding yourself with individuals who support your growth and challenge you to expand your thinking, you create an environment conducive to continuous development. In addition to learning from others, growth also requires a commitment to lifelong learning. To continue growing, you must be willing to seek new knowledge, develop new skills, and adapt to changing circumstances. The world is constantly evolving, and the skills and knowledge that served you yesterday may not be sufficient for tomorrow. A commitment to lifelong learning means being open to new ideas, seeking out new opportunities for education and development, and challenging yourself to expand your horizons. When you focus on growth, you never stop learning. You are always on the lookout for ways to improve, whether through formal education, self-study, or practical experience. Growth also involves overcoming fear. Fear is one of the greatest barriers to progress. It keeps us stuck in our comfort zones, preventing us from taking risks and pursuing our dreams. But when you focus on growth, you understand that fear is not something to avoid, but something to overcome. Fear is a natural part of the growth process. And it often appears when you are on the brink of something new or transformative. Instead of allowing fear to control you, you face it head on, knowing that it is a signal that you are stepping into new territory. When you focus on growth, you learn to push past fear, recognizing that it is a temporary feeling that will not stop you from achieving your potential. Resilience is another vital aspect of growth. In the pursuit of growth, you will inevitably face setbacks, challenges, and failures. These are not signs that you should give up, but indications that you need to learn, adjust, and keep moving forward. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from difficulties, to remain steadfast in the face of adversity, and to maintain a positive outlook despite setbacks. When you focus on growth, you develop the resilience necessary to persevere through difficult times. Instead of allowing obstacles to derail your progress, you use them as learning experiences and fuel for your continued development. Resilience is what keeps you going when the going gets tough, and it is a critical element of sustainable growth. Focusing on growth also means embracing change. Growth requires you to adapt to new circumstances, let go of old patterns, and sometimes reinvent yourself. Change can be uncomfortable, but it is often necessary for progress. When you focus on growth, you become more flexible and open to change. Understanding that it is through change that you evolve, you become willing to shed old habits, beliefs, and mindsets that no longer serve you, and you embrace new ways of thinking, being, and doing. Change becomes less intimidating when you see it as an essential part of the growth process rather than something to be feared or resisted. Finally, focusing on growth means finding purpose in your journey. Growth is not just about achieving external success or reaching specific milestones. It is about becoming more aligned with who you are and what you truly want out of life. When you focus on growth, you develop a deeper understanding of your purpose and direction. You begin to see your growth as part of a larger vision for your life, and this sense of purpose fuels your motivation and determination. Growth becomes not just a means to an end, but a fulfilling, enriching experience that brings you closer to your true self. Focusing on growth is a lifelong commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. It is about pushing past limitations, learning from setbacks, and consistently striving for progress in every area of your life. growth is not easy, and it requires discipline, resilience, and a willingness to face discomfort. But the rewards of growth are immeasurable. When you focus on growth, you create a life that is rich with purpose, fulfillment, and potential.